that English is just like baki other languages like Punjabi, Hindi, and any other language. It's just a way of communication with other people. So how many languages we know, it doesn't matter. No one is perfect. If I made a mistake, then okay, I'm okay with that, and I am ready to learn new things. So it's okay by making mistakes. If we learn new things, there is nothing wrong in that, and nobody is perfect. If I'm making mistake, then there must be some imperfection in the other person too.
Hello, Anu.
Hello,
Welcome
ma'am.
to my channel.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
We are meeting for the first time.
Yes, ma'am.
So I would like to know more about you, and I feel the same about the viewers also. So just introduce yourself.
Okay. So hello everyone. I am Anuri Kaur and I am currently pursuing MSc Computer Science from GNDU Amritsar, and I am 22 years old.
Okay, so that way you are a student, Anu, and wonderful. You are pursuing your master's in computer science.
Yes, ma'am.
Any specific reason to choose this specific subject, computer sciences?
Okay. Because, ma'am, during the pandemic season or pandemic years, we have come across several websites, or everyone knows that there is nothing that we can't do online. So everything is directly or indirectly related to computers or technology. So that's why I thought that there is a very vast variety or opportunities present in this field. That's why I chose MSc Computer Science for my professional field.
Growth. So you see uh, computer science as a field, bright future, which can give you bright future.
Yes, ma'am.
That's why you pursued in this particular field.
Yes, ma'am.
So that way, COVID helped you to come up to explore your inner self. You
Yes,
could recognize your strength and your interest because of COVID.
yes, ma'am.
Nice. Anu, tell me something about like what else you do other than being a student or other than just focusing on your studies. What do you do the whole day?
Okay, so other than being a student, I'm a tutor. I provide tuitions to my nearby children from primary classes to class plus two for each and every board like Punjab board or CBSE, ICSE. Each and every subject I teach them for at least 2 or 3 hours every day.
So it means you are teaching them all the subjects.
Yes, ma'am.
You might be teaching them all the subjects, not only computer sciences.
Yes, ma'am.
Good, nice. And besides this, any other component or any other part of your daily routine which you would like to mention?
Other than this, I love to spend time with my family. That tea time around 5 p.m., I love that time because at that time, each and every family member, we just get together, have a cup of tea, and the lots of gossips around like what we do in our daily life or how's our day went, and each and everything, each and every small detail, we just share it with each other. And I just love that time.
I'm really curious to know more about your family.
Okay,
How
so
many siblings are there, and what do you what your father? What is his profession, or what does your mom do? And what about your brothers or sisters in the family?
I have two sisters and one brother, and I'm the elder one. So, in total, we are four brother sisters. My father is a tractor mechanic, we can say mechanic or a foreman in a tractor company, and my mother is a homemaker. So, we are totally five members, seven members in my family, including my grandmother. And we all just have somehow our days are very busy. Like we are studying, and my younger brother sisters are also studying. So we just go through our books, and at that time of like tea or snacking, we just get together and everything. Sorry.
Nice. So that way you live in a joint family, because otherwise in the cities there is a trend of nuclear families. So it's really nice thing that you are staying with your grandparents.
Yes, ma'am.
It is really very good thing. Anu, I want to know, uh, because today we are talking to each other and you are quite familiar with this platform. Because this video is going to be uploaded on my YouTube channel and you are quite familiar with the name of my channel. It is Break the Barriers with Kavaljit. So
Yes, ma'am.
this channel is all about exploring your inner self. And at the time, at this very moment, this channel is totally focused to communication skills. Especially we talk about the English language. What is your take on it? Do you feel that English language is important in our daily life? What is your take on it?
Okay, so I just wanted to say that English is just like a baki other languages like Punjabi, Hindi, and any other language. It's just a way of communication with other people. So how many languages we know, it doesn't matter. It is a way to express our feelings or our emotions, what we feel, to other people who may not understand our native language. So either this is not our native language, but even then we should be able to talk to other people like about what we want or what we are trying to say, because it is not important that we only जैसे कि मैम हमारा है कि मैम इंग्लिश में ही
Okay,
करना
you can continue. Continue. Hardly matters.
okay. So we all know that today boundaries doesn't count. So we are going abroad and in other states to work or for study also. All right. So there we should be able to talk to anyone like there present. If we have some any kind of problem talking to the people, then how we can survive in this world? We are crossing boundaries in search of food, shelter, work, or studies. So we should be able to deliver our thoughts to the other people so that they can understand what we are trying to say. So even as if we take English just as a language, we should be able to communicate with other people. Doesn't matter that we know how much vocabulary or grammar mistakes we made. It's okay. Everyone do mistakes. Even right now I am making too many mistakes, but I'm okay with that because I think I am able to make you understand what I'm trying to say or something. So it's okay to make mistakes, and I think that we should learn more and more languages, and English is an international language. So if we know even a little bit about that, we are able to communicate with people over the globe anywhere in the world.
Anu, you belong to an urban background or a rural area? You live in rural area.
Rural area.
You live in a rural area.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
of course, you belong to a Punjabi family. You live in
Yes,
Punjab, right?
yes, ma'am.
I am also Punjabi, and in my life, I have come across such incidents that whenever you do some favor, kind of people take it as a kind of favor which is given to this language, English language, and I have noticed that the people who speak in the regional language they get offended. Have you ever come across this kind of some incident or some this kind of situation in your life?
Okay. So, ma'am, I'm not that much
Like
exposed.
I make it more clear to you that if you start favoring English, like you are speaking to your friends with your friends in English, or you just favor this language, like you do the conversing that, yeah, we must learn this language the way you just mentioned that if we are to go abroad, and this is the best way to communicate because it is difficult for you to learn so many regional languages. Here, I want to make one correction. You said native language. I think you must use the proper word is your local language because Punjabi is a local language. When we say native, native sometimes it is okay, but actual native means Hindi, national language. Okay, so I could understand. You could easily make me understand the way you said. Okay, you are able to communicate with me and making all the things clear to me. Yes, I could understand each and every bit of this conversation. But my question again, I'm repeating the same thing that I have noticed a number of times the people who speak Punjabi, I don't know why sometimes they get offended. Have you ever come across this kind of situation in your life? You may say they
Ma'am,
oppose English.
so far I have not encountered such kind of situation, but even if that this thing happens to me, I will try to make them understand that I am not offended with any kind of thing that I am not able to speak Punjabi or I will not speak Punjabi, but even then I will make them feel understand that we should be able to understand what other people say or what we are trying to say or communicate with other people. So yeah, that's the thing that I will
So
try
that
to make.
way, the simple answer to these kinds of situations is that it is difficult for anybody to learn so many regional languages, and English is because it has been accepted worldwide. Wherever you go, whether you go to from rural area, you move to city, from one small city, you move to metro city, from like in Punjab, we have a trend of migrating to foreign land. So
Yes, ma'am.
if this kind of scenario happens to anybody in life, I think one should be prepared in advance for that. And
Yes,
instead of learning, if you go to German to learn German language or Spanish, I think it is the easier way to learn English, because in English, you can make yourself very well, you can say accepted or clear to anybody from all walks of life or wherever you go in the world. I
yes,
take
ma'am.
it that nice. Anu, are you making some specific or special efforts to hone your communication skill? Doing anything specific in this regard?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, I just do one thing, and I don't think so that that would be an appropriate method to do so. But what I do that if I'm doing any household thing or something like that, I just recall an event that just happened in my life or in my day-to-day life. So I just try to communicate with myself that if I am speaking in English at that moment, then how will I reply to other people or how will I respond to that situation? And that's the way how I used to speak English to myself. So this is what I'm doing.
This is a really very workable and good method. Talk to yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
I also used to talk to myself. When I don't have anybody around me to talk to, then I talk to myself.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, nice. Uh, any suggestions from your side for the younger generation, because more and more people they are getting inclined towards this honing the communication skill. One thing you have already described, that it's the best way if you don't have anybody around you to talk to, you can talk to yourself. Any other tip you want to share?
It's just that, ma'am, even if, firstly, if nobody is around you, you may speak to yourself. But even then, if there is someone who are listening to you, just say whatever comes to your mind, irrespective of vocabulary or grammar mistakes and anything. Because no one is perfect. If I made a mistake, then okay, I'm okay with that. And I am ready to learn new things. So it's okay by making mistakes. If we learn new things, there is nothing wrong in that, and nobody is perfect. If I'm making mistake, then there must be some imperfection in the other person too. So it's just a way of communication. We are just making it more and more horrible by our own thoughts. So first of all, we just need to calm down ourselves that and speak whatever comes to your mind, irrespective of the structure of the sentence and vocabulary and grammar, etc.
Anu, I would like to appreciate you here, Bache. I want to appreciate you because you are, first thing, you are very confident and your level of English is really good, really good. And the best thing which has come out of this discussion is, in a very easy way, in a comfortable way, you have described that English is simply a language. So nothing to be scared of, nothing to worry about.
Yes,
Like
ma'am.
what I could make out from your while talking to you, that for you English is like you speak in Punjabi, so that way you speak in English. And another thing for what I want to appreciate you is that you are not scared of making mistakes. So this shows a positive aspect of your personality. Because I do feel that when we are on a journey of learning English, initially what is important is, though everything is important, grammar is important, your vocabulary is very important. But I do feel that initially the most important thing is your flow, your confidence. You simply start speaking and slowly you will build up the flow. And once
Yes.
the flow is built, automatically vocabulary, the words start, coming up to your mind. So we hesitate to talk in English not only because we don't know the language, we know the language, we are familiar with the grammar, we are familiar with the vocabulary, but because we are not in routine to, we don't practice speaking skills. So whenever we get the moment or the chance to talk to each other, because we don't do the practice, or if doing just talking for 10 or 15 minutes is not enough, so that way number of times at the right time the right kind of words, they don't come in our minds. So Anu, hats off to you, to your spirit.
Thank
I
you.
really love the way you have given the reply to different questions. My last question, I would definitely, I want to know more and more about you, and I in future also I would like to know what else you have added in your efforts to hone your communication.
Sure,
My,
ma'am.
for the time being, I would like to wrap up this session over here. My last question to you is, where from you get the inspiration, or it was an instinct inside you that automatically it came in your mind that I must work on my communication, or something around you happened, or you are your own inspiration?
So, whatever I'm speaking right now, or what I am in my English journey, or how far I have come in my English journey, it's just because of my school teacher. So during my schooling days, even I am afraid of making mistakes, and what other will say that if I pronounce any wrong word or something like that. But during the last 2 3 years of my school, I realized that it's okay to make mistakes, and nobody is here to judge me, or nobody is here like from Oxford University or kind of things. Like, nobody is perfect, because everyone, we are just friends and we are equal in any manner. So that's the thing, or that's the time period through which I became more familiar with this language and tried to speak it more and more. So yeah.
So Anu, I would wrap up here for the time being, and we will meet at some other time to continue
Sure.
with the second leg of this conversation. Stay
Thank you, ma'am.
connected and keep on honing your communication skill.